So in the last video, we have focused more on presenting Docker, how Docker works, and also the notion or the concepts of Docker, like the images and the on the containers. So now in this and also in the last of this of the last video, we have extracted or pulled the image of MySQL. Now we're gonna focus on another thing, which is running the container of MySQL and testing is everything is going okay or not. So in order to run a container of MySQL, we need to launch the command docker run and yeah, run the command with a dash dash name here to specify the name of the container, which will be MySQL con. And also another thing which is dash d, which indicates that the container will be run in the background. And another thing which is here the name of or the password for MySQL, because as you may know, as while using the databases, we need to specify the names of the database as well as the name of the user that will be accessing the database and also the password, because while working with databases, we are treating or we are working with data, something that is extremely important, especially to applications, and that's why we need to assure some layer of security inside that kind of applications. So yeah, and here I'm gonna specify MySQL root. Wait here like this, root password. So it's gonna be a user of root by default. And here I'm gonna specify, let's just say 1 2 3 4 5 6. Yeah, and we could also specify the port, but for this situation it's not that important because by default the port of for a MySQL database it is or MySQL container is 3306. So yeah, let's just check. We have forgot something because yeah, we have forgot the name of the image, which is MySQL here. And now everything should be run correctly. Yeah, that's it. Now let's rerun the command docker ps and see if the container is running just good. It is good. And yeah, let's just check the Docker hub, the Docker desktop, and let's see the container here. So everything is working just fine. Now let's run another command, which is in order to access inside the container and, for example, to show or to create databases or something like that. We could just run the command docker exec dash it. Yeah, and also the name of the container, and also the image, which is MySQL, and dash name or dash user, which will be root, and dash password. And now we need to specify the password, and yeah. And there we go, we are inside our database, as you could see. Now we could just run some command of MySQL, which is like here, show databases. I have an error. Yeah, I have an error because I didn't write it that correctly. Databases. Now, yeah, that good. Now we could create another database. Like let's say create database test, and we're good. Now show databases again. And here we go. Everything is set up correctly. The database is working just correctly. So in the next video, we're going to focus on how we could insert or how we could establish that kind of connection between the database and the Spring Boot. And also, I'm really encouraging you on doing it but on your own. Then we could just see it together in the next video. And one thing for sure, you need to modify also the dependencies, because as you could remember, in the first video we didn't add the dependency of MySQL. So search for the dependency on MySQL. Just a quick hint, it is just you could just find it on the internet. It is something extremely simple, or just on the website of Spring Initializer. I have already specified that. And yeah, that's all, and see you in the next video.